Hi, it's Melissa here and welcome to my first ever process video. This page is made especially for the Hip Kit Club design team call, and I've been a member of the club since May last year. And for this layout I'm using my December Hip Kit, and I'm a bit behind because we've just had 6 weeks of summer holidays here in New Zealand. So my husband's a teacher and he's been off work as well, so it's been really lovely just to have everyone at home. So what I've done there is I've used the B side of a Heidi Swap cut apart sheet, and I bought the pattern paper add-on, so it's not so scary that I've used that and cut it apart. I'm following a page map sketch that I found on Pinterest, and I really liked it. It's actually a Christmas one, but I thought it could work with anything. And the photos that I'll be scrapping are of my son Sam, who is 7, and he actually requested that I scrap these photos when I told him that there were some stickers with the word YOL in them, and he wanted that to be the title of the page. So I thought, got to make the most of that, since it's quite hard to get good photos of him, which is really what this layout is all about. So there I've used the Amy Tangerine paper, and I've cut it just on the lines there to make that border, and I've tucked it underneath. I use double-sided tape a lot because here in New Zealand it's really expensive to buy anything scrapbooking related. So it was with envy that I look at all the products and all the wonderful adhesives and just yummy goodies that you get, which is why I'm part of the Hip Kit, because I absolutely love the product. So that's a Pebbles piece of paper, and this makes me laugh because you're seeing the perfectionist in me, and that I have to make sure that it lines up. Now I'm not using too much adhesive because I will be going back over it with my sewing machine. There I'm trimming off the excess. Okay, so these are the photos, and if you love watching Mr. Bean with Rowan Atkinson, there's a cartoon version as well, and my kids absolutely love it. And what I noticed in these 2 photos of Sam from last year is that he pulls this funny little face that looks exactly like Mr. Bean. So I thought I needed a sketch with 2 photos, and this one was perfect. So I thought I've put those 2 together. They really show his funny little personality, which comes out whenever I want to take a photo. So right now I've got my watercolours out, and I've got this really awesome pen from Stampin' Up, and it's got water in it, and all you have to do is squeeze it and a bit of water comes down. So I'm just adding a bit of watercolour to this so it's not stark and white, and I've used green and blue together, which are really the main colours of this layout. Then I decided I needed to add a bit of watercolour just to break up this white background. I'm no expert at all in watercolours, but I just love to play. And I've added a bit more there. What I'm doing there is just squeezing the water down to clean my brush. So simple, you don't even need a cup of water. Okay, that's my coffee. Can't scrapbook without my early morning coffee. These photos were taken on 2 different occasions. One was in Dunedin, and the other one was at Millbrook Resort here in Queenstown, or Arrowtown. I'm pretty impatient, and I haven't waited for it to dry completely. So it's a little bit buckled, but that won't matter because double-sided tape means that I can stretch it out a bit. So the ephemera pieces are from Amy Tangerine Stitched, and I just love the bits and pieces that you get in these collections. There I've just used my Fiskars tab punch, and I'm just going to add a tab on top of that watercoloured piece. And what you can't see is me looking for my American Craft stapler. There it is. So I've just added a staple on there for a bit of texture and interest. And the perfectionist is back again, just making sure I wanted this to line up completely. Still a little bit wet, but it's fine. Trying to work out which order I want my photos to be in. It's funny with Sam because for a long time he didn't want me to take his photo because he knew that I'd be scrapbooking him, but recently he does want me to take his photo and he wants me to scrapbook them, right down to telling me what he wants. Sometimes I've made layouts and I've let him choose the embellishments, or I've even got him to do the journaling to narrate it to me, and I've put that exactly in. I did consider that with this one. So there I've got one of the cards that I've cut apart, and that's from the A side of that paper at the top. And I thought the colours in this kit are just amazing. In fact, in every kit, Kimberly is just so good at putting them together. And they work really well with my style. And I love new product. And living here in New Zealand, as I've said, it's just so hard to get product. So being part of this club means that it satisfies my need for new product. And I don't have to go and buy the whole collection, which I've done before and then hardly used it. Okay, so I'm just trying to work out where I want these die cuts. And I think I'm about to get my sewing machine out. I love adding stitching to most of my layouts. I just love the texture, I love the look of it. Right, it's a bit painful here because I'm just having to rethread my machine. Last night my son got me to make a little collar for a toy and a lead, so I had red in there for that. I will be cutting out the sewing part. I just wanted you to see how I start off. Sewing, not threading. Okay, anytime now. Okay, so for the little strip on top, I wanted to do a zigzag, and this is a new machine, and I actually selected the wrong stitch, but I realised that when I started, but I thought we'll finish it anyway and see how it looks. So I selected a zigzag that was too close together, probably more like a buttonhole, but I thought we'll carry on and then make a decision at the end. Okay. Right, so what you've missed is me sewing all the layers down, and on this one I've trimmed the ends off really close. Some of my layouts I actually leave. Okay. Putting my photos back down, and now the fun part, or not so fun part, of trying to get them lined up completely without having a photo mat. I did consider having a white photo mat, but I didn't really think that it went with the white background. Ever the perfectionist again. I'm not like this on all my layouts, but I think when there's straight lines, I am. It's actually quite funny, not funny, interesting, watching yourself. Okay, and I'm using a little bit of tape runner there just to assist. For those of you that are in New Zealand that are watching, I actually got that tape runner from the warehouse at a pretty reasonable price. Rollers out again. This time I want to make sure that the middle seam, I guess, of my photos is in the middle of that card. And here I am just really wanting to get them right, and I actually rip, can't see it on the video, but I rip a bit underneath the corner of the right photo. So that's changed my whole design now. And that's an Amy Tangerine die cut, which I'm going to place the date on. And I'm sorry that you can see my legs there. My husband, he's in a band, and he has set up for me a microphone stand with a coat hanger, and I put my or our video camera up there to record, and so I think when I moved my sewing machine back it actually bumped it, and that's why you can see my legs, so I'm sorry about that. So it's summer here in New Zealand, and today is really, really hot, which is lovely. So I'm placing down those die cuts, and the one that says never forget it, I've put on foam adhesive from Stampin' Up, which is the hexagon shaped one. I absolutely love it, it's the best. And that's a camera. And those there are some puffy stickers from Everlicious. And they're so cute. It's just such a treat to be able to get goodies like this here in New Zealand. So I wanted to place some arrows down just to point towards the middle. And I found that these ones don't stick too well, so I'm adding some Tombow Mono Multi adhesive, which is wet glue. What I love about this glue is that you just have to hold it down for a couple of seconds and then nothing's moving. So these are the Dear Lizzie thickers, and it wasn't until I opened them that I realised they're foam, which are my favourite thickers because they stay put. And of course I had to put the Yole, and Sam was so excited. In fact, he's been asking the past few days, have you made the Yole layout yet? Okay, and I'm adding an arrow just to fill in that white space there. Looking at where I can add some more of these stickers. Now my video is about to cut out soon because my 9-month-old baby woke up, so I never got to finish this recording. But all that you miss is me adding the date and some ink splatters, and I think that's pretty much it. So I'm adding the last arrow after I've trimmed off the excess, and I wanted to add this gold arrow just to provide some continuity with the gold thickers at the top. Oh, and I also, of course, added my journaling. So here's some close-ups because I've heard her wake up. And you'll see these close-ups at the end. So the ink splatters, journaling. Journaling just talks about his funny little facial expressions. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.